Robert Zemeckis for sure was a big influence as a writer and director. I grew up in the 80s, watching movies, so I loved, Spielberg, E.T., Indiana Jones, the Star Wars movies, George Lucas, Goonies. Um, it was a great time to be a kid, and go to movies. It was just so, so magical and everything. Now, as I grew older, my taste started changing. I think there was I still love them. I mean, I still love action movies. I still love fantasy movies, but um, but I think there's an over saturation in the market of those types of movies. With the million Star Wars movies that came out that I can't keep up with all of them, and the million Marvel movies that came out that I can't keep up. Now it's become some sort of insider baseball. You got to know, all the stories, all the backstory. It gets so complicated. You just have to know so much to watch a movie. You just want to have a good time and relax, and it's too much fantasy, and always the stakes are the world is going to be destroyed if we don't solve this, and I think we've lost a lot of good storytelling, and changed it for special effects. People, for some reason, think that making a bigger monster or blowing more stuff up is going to make a better movie, which it generally usually doesn't. It's people like the stories and the human stories. I mean, what I loved about Game of Thrones wasn't the dragons and the fire. It was, the dynamics between all the characters. So that was the great part about it. And so I think a lot of that has been lost. And so now I tend to veer more towards people who tell human stories, and I like Alexander Payne. I mean, the movies that he makes, I think, are amazing. I love The Holdovers, which I saw recently, and I thought it was a brilliant work of art. Um, there's a director, actor, Zach Braff, who I like a lot. He did A Good Person with Florence Pugh um, and Morgan Freeman. That's a great movie as well. So I'm leaning now more towards stories that involve real human beings and um, and real stories. I still love the other ones, and one thing is what I like as a consumer, and the other one's what I like to make. Um, so I'll consume everything. As a consumer, I watch as many movies as I can and as many TV shows as I can, and I really am all over. But especially as a writer, because as a director, I also feel I can direct anything. Um, and I enjoy different types of movies. But as a writer, you have to dedicate so much time to the writing, and you have to put so much of yourself into it. So as a writer, I know that human stories are you know what um what pulls me in more than anything. Um, so I try to use my writing time just for stuff that's important and interesting to me and passion projects. And then, as director or producer, my fan is much, wider. I can do many more things. But I really enjoy directors with a voice, and I'm in awe of them a little bit because I don't know how you find that, how you discover such powerful voice. Payne, Alexander Payne, Tarantino, um, just Wes Anderson, just these writers, directors that have such strong personalities that you can see it in all their work. Um, I just think it's amazing. I look forward to every time they have a movie out. I look forward to going to a movie theater and watching them. Scorsese, of course, and just storytellers, directors that are storytellers are the ones that I admire the most.